That was fitting. I was upside down. All right, I wasn't going to show my face on camera, but let's do so. Oh, I can hear myself echoing somewhere. There we go. Hello, everybody. How are we this evening? Let me turn that radio down a little bit. So, we have a bit of DX happening, and the only reason why I decided to pop up on camera was because I actually want to work. I just saw who was the station? M3X over. Look at this. So there's a bit of UK starting to come in now, and I'm hoping that a couple of you guys are starting to. I don't know what time is it over there. It must be nearly lunch, midday over there. So, g'day Andy, g'day Hill, WP4JLZ, Puerto Rico, g'day. And yes, I was upside down. I had my camera configured the wrong way. So, yes, DX on, there's G4, let's call him. Yeah, DX on 6 meters has been off the chart today, and 10 meters has been pretty good as well. So I'm running the DX Commander. I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I'm hearing. I mean, look at all these grids. What's Grid Tracker say? Grid Tracker says 26 DXCC, 197 calls. So there is a fair bit of activity that I can hear, but not everyone is hearing me. So maybe I just don't have enough power, or I need to fix my system a little bit more. Maybe a half wave or something in the air might be a little bit better. It is a ground mounted. Of course, the DX Commander is a ground mounted quarter wave vertical, so that might explain a few things. He's not coming back to us. Let's try this M0 station, M0BEW. So yeah, if you're in Europe, then definitely jump on to 10 meters and start calling, because VK is looking for everybody at the moment. Let's have a look. Current UK time. Let's have a look. 10:17 a.m. Okay. Tuesday morning. So, oh, okay, he's working. I better stop. He's working another station at the moment. Let me see if I can bring up this screen share here. How do I do this without breaking things? Display. There we go. I think you can still hear me. So, yeah, PSK reporter is showing. So this is. Let me mute that radio. This is 10 meters at the moment, and you can't really see Australia anymore. So this is on 10 meters, showing the signals sent and received by any Australian station. So that's country of call sign, using FT8 on the last 15 minutes. So you can see here that pretty much the whole of Europe is absolutely packed. There is a lot being heard here, not just by myself, but by other VKs. Dotted all around. There's quite a few stations here, so it looks like it's mainly VK2, VK3, a bit of VK4 there as well. So the lines on the map are quite interesting. If we have a look at those who have heard me, I haven't been transmitting, have I? Over the last hour. So I haven't been heard all that much. There is a few here. I did work a few stations. You can see here, I did work Norway. I worked Poland and Russia. I worked RU3UR. So that was quite good. Worked China as well. Worked ZL. So yeah, things have been rather good. And if I go the other way around, so this is actually a good demonstration here of, so that's what I these are the stations that have heard me. If I go the other way around, the stations that I have heard, once it loads, there is a lot more. So I'm clearly hearing better than I'm getting out at the moment. So there's quite a few dotted all over Germany, Netherlands, a few in the UK, Sweden. So yeah, it's looking rather good. But yeah, it's a good little way of telling how good your system is getting out. So evidently, I think I need to improve things there maybe a little bit. I'm running 100 watts, so I should be able to get back to some of these stations a little bit easier. But anyway, let's get back to see if we can get some of these stations up and running. I wonder if that M0 station is finished. Belarus. So a lot of these are new countries on 10 meters because I haven't worked a lot of DX on. Well, I have in the past worked a lot of DX, but I haven't worked at FT8, and I also haven't worked it for quite a long time. I haven't been keeping logs until just recently, so I want to get as many stations as I can in the log. Who we got in the chat now? We've got 20 on here. Lee, I scrolled YouTube. Hayden says, E's are great. Shows new Yagi. Next week showing European deck till we won't realise 10, not 6. Yeah, I really wish it was 6. So the plan is in the morning. Actually, I better go and move the Yagi in preparation. So the plan is that mornings seem to be quite good to the United States from here on 6. So what I'm going to try and do is work, or see if I can hear at least the US on 6. So we'll see how that goes. Mark, I can see now UK's 11 hours behind. 2E0 MSR. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for you. I wonder what antenna and power you're running there, Mark. I wonder if you've got something directional. I'd imagine a lot of these stations have directional antennas. Derm Haas FT8 on 10 meters a few weeks ago. It is working very well. It's been like this for the last. There's that station. Let me keep calling it. It has been like this for the last week. It's been really, really good. The sunspot cycle is, so I think sunspots were 137 I saw the other day, so they're on the increase, so it's good. So hopefully we see more and more activity like this. I wish I had something directional on 10 meters. I probably could work at it. I don't have an awful lot of space here, so something better than the vertical might be a lot better for working the DX on 10. The US was definitely open earlier this morning. I saw quite a few stations. Not many heard me. I did work a few. I have worked a few in the last few days. But Europe is a new challenge, which is good. There's a new call sign, 2E0YDT. So obviously I haven't worked, because this is in pink, this is a new country. I have not worked in my current wsjt log anyone from England, so you could be the first. Brian says, apparently we had E's on 2 meters to ZL. Yes, I believe we did as well. I did see that earlier this afternoon. Damn, wonder how well the propagation would be on 5 watts. Not sure. I suppose it all depends on what antenna you're running, but at the moment, 10 is open, but it is a bit of a challenge at the moment, at least for me. As you can see on the map there, I'm right down the bottom of the earth, right down the bottom of Australia. So I'm pretty much the furthest you can go. So it is a bit of a challenge for me, but I mean, look at all these grid squares, amazing. So yeah, RU3UR was the station I worked. OH3BOL I worked in Finland. I think there's another. Who was the other station here? SP2Y in Poland. So there's the 3. There was a station in. Thought there was a station in China, but not showing up on the map here currently. But that's okay. Okay, ME0BW is working someone else again. Let's try 2E0YDT. I really want to work the UK. It's strange because like M0BW is quite strong, like -5. That's pretty strong. And yet not hearing me. So must just be conditions or something. Yeah, so great receiver here. Here we go. So he's working UR6QV now. Yeah, anyway, that's fine. So 33 online at the moment. So yeah, I wonder. Oh, there's the Ukraine. Let's try the Ukraine. US4IQ. So the red line here on Grid Tracker you can see is the station I'm calling. So I've heard 2 stations in the Ukraine this evening. And I wonder whether I will get through. Well, he's still calling CQ and he's just gone 3 dB stronger. So there must be something strange. Yeah, not many stations are decoding me. It's not my system. I've checked the time and everything. That's all fine. I've been working stations all on 6 meters this afternoon. I think it's just the antenna that I've got is not as good as for that particular direction as well, because I do have a couple of hills in the way and a few things. So yeah, I don't know. It's just nice and quiet here at the moment. So there's quite a strong swing there, it looks like. So at first I decoded this guy at 4 dB, then 7, now back to 0. So there is a bit of QSB on the signal. I wonder, Andy, if you've got 10 meters over there. I'm not sure. So I know Mark in the chat. I know Andy in the chat. You guys are in the UK. I wonder if there's anyone else who's in the UK watching and has 10 meters. So I've heard Ireland, EI7BA, M0BW, M3XOV, G7TPL, M7ITH, 2E0YDT, and G4RGK, G4CXT as well. Looks like M0BW worked him. I'm not sure why it kept calling him. I thought that wsjt-x was supposed to stop calling once it heard that that they were working someone else. So I'm not quite sure what the go is there. Oops. Let's try M0BW again. See if we can make contact. I should be sending the signal report and get through. G'day, Phil, M0DPK. It is evening here. Hello, Reed. I hope you're well. I wonder how the SOTA and the POTA has been going for you. Mr. Mistopheles. Yes, I am VK7HH. Maybe you've seen me. Tim S. Do not see you here in Germany. VK3RK, that's an option tick box. I thought that I had it ticked. Maybe not. In the settings, disable TX after sending 73. Pretty sure that I've got it turned off. So I wonder where it is. Maybe I have yeah, anyway, I can't find it at the moment. So if you know what it is, let me know and I'll look it up. G'day, Tim and Rob. You guys will be definitely working the DX as well, I would imagine. DO7OT. Is that correct? Yes, DO7OT. I will keep an eye out for you. Lee can hear VK7AP. I wonder whereabouts you are there, Lee. Might just stop transmitting for a minute. He's working that other station now. Oh, now he's back to calling CQ. I wonder if you know what that setting is that I need to find. Because I've probably disabled it when I've been doing other stuff, Chris. So if you know what it is, let me know. I just thought it was automatic as part of the auto sequencing. Settings, behavior, monitor off at startup, monitor returns to last used frequency. Double click on call sets TX enable. Which is correct. Yeah, anyway, I can't find it. JT-DX, yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I can't seem to find it. But I'm not really paying too much attention. Lee, Birmingham, UK. Yeah, okay. Okay, well, so you're at least you're hearing VK7. That's good. VK7 AP. That's not a call sign that I'm familiar with, so I need to have a look it up and see how far away they are from me. VK7 AP is... Oh, okay. So VK7 AP is actually not that far away from me as well, but probably has a better outlook towards the UK. But I'm definitely hearing a lot of stuff here at the moment. So I've been calling odds as well, which I think is correct. But yeah, lots of band activity that is happening. Here we go. Oh, Wales. Well, there's a new one. Let's just, for the sake of it, let's give him a call and see how we go. Now I'm getting other messages. I think other people are trying. The other possibility, of course, is that I may be hearing all these stations quite easily, but they're not hearing me because of noise levels, potentially. Camwork says, here in Germany, the MUF is currently fluctuating between 27 and 30 megahertz. I haven't checked the maps to see what the MUF is doing at the moment. I'm just trying to bring that up myself. But yeah, things are... conditions have been really good. But I have been doing a bit of experimenting, and I had I don't want to bring that up. Opened up the wrong thing. If I bring this over here, I can show you guys. So this is MMA&A, and I was having a look at just a simple for those that are familiar here, a simple 2-wire beam. So I was thinking of putting up a vertical, just a 10 meter vertical, halfway vertical, and then putting a reflector wire behind it. And I was doing a bit of experimenting, trying to get a good match. And the good news is that I don't need anything to go south of me, so I can. That's good, but it's pretty directional, this. So this is just what I've been playing with today, and it's also fairly wide beam width, and should give me a little bit of gain in the direction that I want. Probably want to see if I can move that lobe a little bit lower to the horizon, but yeah, just to maybe a simple 2-wire beam. I've also looked at a 10 meter Moxon. This one is for 29 megahertz, but again, a simple 2-element beam. And that's sort of the pattern once you put it over real ground. Maybe if you get it 5 meters above the ground. Yeah, still, elevation is still quite high down at the lower elevation angles. It's, okay, but not real good. But I guess the higher I get it, if I can get it anywhere near sort of 7 meters above the ground, then you start to get that lobe there, and great front to back. But anyway, they're the things that I've been playing around with lately, thinking about this. But as is always the case, whenever the DX tries to roll in, I always end up inevitably leaving it to the very last minute, which is a real pain. VK3, okay, alligators, big mouths and small ears, exactly. ZL4D, they aren't hearing you because they run kilowatts. No point in running high power if you can't hear anything. Correct, I guess. Yeah, 100 watts, that's a QRP, isn't it? The tracking program here is called Grid Tracker. So I've been meaning to do a video on it. I'll try and do a video on it soon. It interfaces with wsjt-x, and it can track all the grids that you are working in real time. It also has a log of all the grids that you've worked. It also keeps a log, like a backup log. So wsjt-x obviously has logging in it, but Grid Tracker does a sort of a backup log. So every time you make a contact, it'll back up in there. I've also got it sending to Logbook of the World. So all of my contacts are going to Logbook of the World. I haven't sorted out integration with QRZ yet, but that's a work in progress. But yeah, Grid Tracker, it's quite a good program. I still don't know the half of it. I need to really dive down into the program itself, but it's it's pretty cool. There's quite a lot that it can do, but I've got a lot to be discovered, or a lot to discover about it. Grid Tracker is great. I can hear VK3 and VK7. Captain Chaos, sometimes you're transmitting on a busy frequency. Seems quiet on this side. Yeah, trying to find a quiet slot is definitely a challenge. I'm still trying to figure out where that setting is that Chris was talking about in the chat about whenever you decode that station contacting someone else, it turns off your transmit. It's been working, and I've only just recently worked out today that it's not working for me. So I've obviously turned off something, and I can't figure it out while I'm live at the moment. So if anyone has any ideas on that, what it could be. Disable TX after sending 73. Well, that's after sending 73. That's not correct. Calling CQ, forces call first. No. Yeah, I don't know. It's a setting in here somewhere. Because as you can see, this G0 station, GW0NCU that I called, and then he called someone else, and I just kept transmitting because the program just didn't stop. So not quite sure why. I have turned on hold TX frequency, but I don't think that does it. Maybe it does. I'll keep calling and see. No doubt he'll work someone else. And it should turn off my my transmitter. I don't think that's the setting, but that's the only one that I've changed recently that I can think of. He's right up the other end of he's right up high in the band too. So one of the things that I didn't put into my, if you've seen my wsjt-x program, I've neglected to put in that video. Sorry, the video on wsjt-x. The filters on the radio. So my radio is an IC7300. So usual SSB filter sometimes can be 2.4 kilohertz, and that'll cut off some of your waterfall. So make sure that your filter's set to 3 kilohertz or more. Yeah, look, it hasn't disabled the transmitter, so I've disabled it manually. So it's definitely not that. Tommy Boy, trying to get some late night 10 meter on the US West Coast. Great videos, Hayden. Thanks. Yeah, cheers there, Tom. US comes in here, or it has been coming in here, at about, I think it was 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. which is like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning here, at least in the last few days. I've been turning on every morning, and 10 meters has been there. In fact, I streamed a couple of days ago. It was a bit of an ad hoc type stream, a little bit like this one, just sort of out of the blue. And, I think I may have worked a couple of stations. I can't even remember, but I definitely did the other day. Chris VK3IK rightly says you can get the icon filters up to 3.6K. Yeah, that's right. You can get that waterfall nice and wide, so you can get all of the stations that are in that waterfall. So if anyone's straying outside the regular pass band, then you can get onto those as well. I have completely cannot work it out. And I can actually see you working, UT8IM. So you must be watching and also working in the shack as well. Let me have a look here. Let's bring up the wsjt-x manual. And I'll see if I can find it. I'm not exactly sure what I should be searching for. If I search for CQ, that's going to bring up quite a few results, isn't it? Stop transmitting, stop transmit. Manual still loading. Nothing here on 10 IZ4 YMS. Sorry, it is late here. It's like 20 to 10, so I'm probably not I'm not that aware. Can hear VK7AP and ZL. I did notice he popped up on my waterfall here a minute ago. He was there, and he's a local. He's not that far away, but it's a bit unusual to see him pop up on the waterfall. Disabled TX. That's another good thing to search for. No. TX. Oh, only 145 results. It does. Yeah, it does do it automatically. Might be enable TX. Enable TX. When auto sequence is enabled, the program deactivates enable TX at the end of each QSO. That's fine. It's not the end of a QSO. It's echo mode. That's whisper mode. Double click. In addition, if double click on call sets TX enable is checked, then enable TX will be activated so transmission will start automatically at the proper time. That's not the problem. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's doing it. Maybe I just need to restart the program. It has been doing it, so I'll have to look it up. That's VK7AP. He probably won't be too happy if I call him if he's working DX. DX1 DX. That's an interesting call sign. Where's that station? Ukraine. Okay. Haven't heard that one before. Maybe I need to work a local just to prove that it's working. Now there's a strong station. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. I'll find it out later. That's fine. I'll keep an eye on it to make sure that I'm not transmitting over the top of someone if they're working on. EA7 come back to call. Oh, that's not a bad thing. VK2JH. Yeah, let's try him. He's relatively local and a strong signal. VK2BGL is 21 dB above the noise. He's that 2000. That signal at 2000. Yeah, that's fine, Chris. You don't have to if you don't want to keep working the DX. I'll work one of these stations here and make sure that it's working. On 6 meters, it was working fine, so I just want to make sure that I am being heard. I'm getting ham alert spots on my phone to say that I am being heard. There we go. So I'm hearing VK2JEH at 4 or +4, although I'm sending +0 now. And he sent me +0. So yeah, we're sort of even on that count. So it just must be the Europe stations have got plenty of power. Cool. So got one station in the loggers at least. Jersey JGJ0KYZ. Look at all these grid squares. This is great. It's coming up on 9:45 local time here at night. VK2XJM +12. Okay. Well, at least I'm getting out. I did have some success earlier with calling CQ, so maybe I'll just have a look here on the waterfall and make sure that I pick a free spot, and I'll call some. I'll do some CQ calls, and I guess I'm just running QRP in some regards. Looks like I'm on a fairly clear frequency here. 1606. So we'll call CQ on the next round and give a couple of CQ calls, which I did earlier on. But yeah, very interesting, good conditions. VK2 AGB, there we go. Strong signal, +13. So I'm definitely getting out. Well, that's at least one good thing. Maybe I need a decent. I just need a decent directional antenna that's pointing towards Europe for sure. So today on 6 meters. Worked quite a few stations on 6 meters FT8, and I went down to sideband and worked about 10 local stations on sideband, which was good. Always love when the signals are getting really strong. I love going down to sideband and just working a few stations down there, which is always good. Lots of activity today, so that's great. There we go, VK2AGB. Home Brand Fish Food says that can hear me in ZL now. I heard quite a few ZLs earlier on, but they've been a bit quieter in the last little while. I think if we go back through the log here, I think there's a few ZLs early, ZL3 TVA, ZL1 ASJ, right when I switched on earlier, but they've sort of gone a bit quiet. Here we go, finally some DX, UA3ALE up there in Russia. So KO85 is a grid square. Let's see, minus 17 is what I'm sending. Be interesting to see what signal I get back. Minus 17 is rather weak. Okay, minus 20. Okay, so he sent minus 20. So a little bit of a difference. But that's okay. Managed to make the contact. So added Russia in there. Just make sure that I get a 73 back. Sometimes you will send Roger 73 and won't get a 73 back. So I just like to make sure that the contact has been complete. And there we go. Gotten the 73 back before I start calling CQ again. So, good. DX, again, so that's the second Russian station I've worked. So you can see here if I zoom up. First one was RU3UR and UA3ALE. So looks like in Moscow. see if anyone else responds. So it seems to be that calling CQ is the way to go. Maybe just the stations that I've selected or that I had earlier, they just can't hear me. So calling CQ is the way to go. Mark, trying 20 MSR again. Big problems with the software this morning. No worries at all, Mark. That's all good. G'day to Andre Wigo Gollis. High on 7 megs, OM21 Yota. I wonder if you're hearing anyone else, Mark, at the moment. Wonder if you got maybe a bit of European activity. I know it's because it's winter in the northern hemisphere, isn't it? So you probably got some maybe mid-winter sporadic E or something, possibly. VK2 station is still very strong at the top of the band. And no one responding to my CQ calls. M3LUS, yeah, g'day. Sounds like a UK call sign, I think. -4 in VK4. Oh, cool. No worries, Tim. Don't know whether 6 meters is open still or not. Doesn't look like there is too much activity. I'm just checking on the Whisper. Oh no, there's still quite a bit. What's that? 1 hour time period. If I go back to the half-hour time period, there's still a bit of activity. 10 meters. Yeah, there's quite a bit happening. PSK reporter is still showing that there's quite a bit of activity going. If I just refresh that, so yeah, it hasn't died down according to PSK reporter in the last 15 minutes. If we zoom up here on the UK, quite a few stations starting to pop up now in the UK who are hearing VK, which is good. Look at all this. This is amazing. This is great stuff. I know 12 meters has also been pretty good recently too. Oh, VK6. That actually is a bit of DX to hear. VK6 NUL. -20. Working the other side of VK. Yeah, this is good. I still have the personal goal. I want to work Europe and I want to work all over Europe, but I want to work Europe and I want to work the US on 6 meters, which would be a good thing to do. Just checking the chat again once I get back to it. You go through, okay, I think your signal's going over the top of me, not hearing you here. I was hearing you. I'm hearing VK3 GK. I think he's not too far from you. There you are, VK3 IK. You're working I3 QDK. You're -17. So I do have you in there. Might go back to calling CQ. This VK6 hasn't come back to me yet. No worries, Ben. Thank you very much for the call. What signal are you? Oh, real strong. +12. Reports in wsjt-x do not show the signal strength, but the signal noise ratio. Yeah, relative to whatever noise level is at your current location. Yeah, okay, Chris. Yeah, I'm running 100 watts, but must just be the vertical. 10 meters is probably the most disadvantaged band on the DX Commander because it's the shortest and just, close to the ground. Want to maybe get a little bit of height. I'm sort of dodging the bullet at the moment with the amount of antennas that I've got here, so I don't know if a 10 meter vertical will be okay. Maybe I might possibly be able to get away with it. Mark is trying the NFED half wave now. I wonder what your NFED half wave is cut for? M3 LUS got you here at -3. I'm assuming that M3 LUS is not your call, because if you are getting me -3 and you are in the UK, that's a very good effort. But yeah, it looks like I'm just working locals now. So I've just worked VK4 MST, which is good. You'd think that I'd know most people's call signs, but that one's not one that springs to mind. Oh, Tim. Okay. There you go. Thank you very much, Tim. You're in the chat. Thank you for the call and for the contact. Ultra Beams 20 MX Ultra Beam. I'm running one here, nice and small. I wonder how small that is. I need to have a look. I would like to see if I could get a hex beam going, but they're too big. Ultra Beam. 2.9 meters, 3.4. Oh, wow. That is small. That is very, very small. So 3-element Yagi on 6, 10, 12, 15. Let me bring this up so that everyone can see. So M3 LUS, whereabouts are you, I wonder? Gerald, no signal from you. Yeah, VK6 NUL. Yeah, I got one from you, but if I scroll up, I got one from you there at -20. So right on the threshold. Hello from Taiwan, BX2AEK. Hello, Kim. I don't think I worked Taiwan. China. Oh, no, Taiwan. I didn't work Taiwan, but I definitely heard a station, V2LA. So there has been... I have heard you. Or sorry, not you. I've heard a station working Taiwan, ZS6DPL. What was I doing? I was looking for this. Ultra Beams. So VK3IK just put in the chat here running one of these. So they are a 20 meters to 6 meter antenna. 6, 10, 12 and 15 meters is a 3-element Yagi. 2-element Moxon on 17 and 20. 5.8 dB so dB over a dipole gain. 25 to 30 dB front to back ratio. Longest elements, 7 meters. Okay, so 3.4 one side, 3 point. Yeah, okay. Boom length. That's a very, very short boom for that size the antenna. Square boom dimension, 60 by 60. Rotating radius, 3.5 meter rotating radius. Yeah, okay. So you need a little bit of room. If you get it above everything, it's fine. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. It looks like a good little Yagi. So they've got the motor units for adjusting the Yagi to however you need it. Very nice. Maybe something to invest in. I need to definitely get something sorted out. I have planned on doing a video for the channel in the next little while, which is all about getting ready for Solar Cycle 25. But I need to listen to my own words and actually get ready for Solar Cycle 25. Make sure that your antennas are all good to go and everything's ready. Let's go back to calling CQ up here. I think is pretty free. Mark, NFED half-wave, multi from 40 to 10, DX command on 10 meters is unlikely to get out of my village. America's Way Out, good morning. Actually, that's it. I have a video on my channel which is of building a 6 meter, what we call a flower pot antenna, but it's basically a coaxial vertical. It's just made out of one piece of RG58 coax. Tim G5TM does some really good videos on his YouTube channel about these antennas. But I was planning on making one for 10 meters, and it's really simple. It's just a piece of RG58 coax, or single piece of RG58 coax, a toroid to stop common mode current flowing down the outside of the coax, and if I can get that up on top of a squid pole, that would probably work very well. America's Way Out, good morning. VK7 NFI, he is a local. America's Way Out, good morning. Hello. Aylesby Bucks, 40 miles north of London. Okay, well that's very interesting that you're hearing me at -3. Excellent. So I am getting into London. I wonder if you have the ability to transmit back or give me a call. VK3RK works like a step IR. Kim, I used to have FT8, but unfortunately the antenna was removed due to neighbour complaints. Nice to see a video how to do it on the FT991. Yeah, that is one of my more popular videos. Talking about neighbour complaints. Well, I haven't received any neighbour complaints, but I did put up a 6 meter 5-element Yagi today. So just have a look on my YouTube community page and you'll see a photo of it. And I'm just waiting to see if the neighbours say anything. They haven't said anything yet. I think they're fairly good. I have some, they seem to be pretty reasonable neighbours. Everyone stays out of each other's way, and everyone's got their interests. So I think that's pretty good. But yeah, unfortunately, neighbour complaints is a bit worrisome. There are ways to get on the air. Peter VK3YE certainly shows how you can get on the air portable. Even with small antennas, I think he uses a small magnetic loop antenna or something like that portable. For home operation, probably you'd need something. You could probably get away with something a little bit more, possibly. That's still relatively covert, relatively small. Andy says they work great. I got one. I assume that means the Ultra Beam. Yeah, sorry, Kim. What I was trying to say was that, neighbour complaints. I definitely get that. Trying to make sure that the neighbours aren't, that they're keeping them happy while still enjoying the hobby. Mark just got a Killing Rad new one on me. Running 7300 with HF 360 with add-ons of 1480 works well. Excellent stuff. Tom, thanks for the contact the other day. You're welcome. I'm not sure what band we worked on. Here we go. RG2A. And so Russia seems to be hearing me quite well, which is good. So let's work him. No worries. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for trying. I really appreciate you being here. Hello from OD5KU. Hello to you. Hope you've been working some stations this morning. So RG2A is at his strongest was -6. And I'm... sorry, no, he was... Yes, at his strongest was -6. And he's receiving a -16. There we go. Now he's got my signal report. So good stuff. Steve, hex beams are awesome. I've just completed a DXCC on 2017 and 15 using a hex 10 meters above the ground. Tom, it was 10 meters. Oh, cool. Very good. Great to have the contact with you. Oh, VK5 FTOM, I think. Might be correct. Andy says, how high is that? Needs to be at least 30 feet off the ground. I'm not sure. I'm assuming you mean the hex beam. VK Adventurer, good evening. Conditions on 10 have been fun. Managed to get some contacts into Europe of the low power this evening and a spider beam. Good luck. Yeah, VK5 FOMP and VK5 TOM. Cool. No worries. I've just been so busy doing a whole heap of things over the last few days, so had quite a bit on. So just trying to keep track of every all the stations is hard. I'll have to go back through the log. HA7XL in Slovakia, Hungary has now heard me. So it looks like the later we go, the more I'm starting to be heard. Calling CQ is definitely the way to go. Thank you, M0VFX, colorist, for watching. Maybe you might have heard me or tried to give me a call. I'm going to have to wrap it up here in the next few minutes. But thank you, everyone, for watching this sort of very impromptu live stream that I just decided to throw together at the last minute. Hopefully, in the next few days, might be able to get something on the air that might be a little bit better than the quarter wave. So we'll see how we go. I'll try and work this Hungarian station now. Hopefully he hears me. So yeah, good stuff. So I'm quite impressed though at all of these grids. Look at all these grids on Grid Tracker that I've heard this evening. This is sort of just in the last 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. So I'm quite impressed at that. Nice grouping of stations. Thank you, Steel Baldock, for watching. We go to YSB. Try and work this station before we wrap up on the hour. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a bit of a. My brain's really cloudy at the moment. Just trying to. It's 10 past 10 at night. Not a good time for me, especially when it comes to trying to just talk for an hour to myself. FT8, you don't really have anyone else to talk to. So I started off the stream with just showing the screen. I thought, nah, I can't leave everyone with that. Thanks, Hill. Yeah, we'll work you on 6 meters. Chris, yes, hopefully work you on 2 meters soon. Possibly Thursday. I might have my 2 meter station back up and running again. And thanks, Andy. Always here, always present on all of the streams. I think this Hungarian station has given up on calling me. Oh, ZL1CAP. That's a call sign which I recognise. Let's give that call sign a whirl. Just before we do, because I know that it's a viewer. And relatively strong. South Wales, thank you very much for watching, Robert. I appreciate you being here. Here we go. So we'll finish off with this contact, and then we'll go QRT. So yeah, thank you. How many did we have in the end? I think we had a peak of 58. Wow, not bad for just a random stream. G'day Phil, M0DPK. Yeah, it'll definitely work one day. And yeah, you're right, Brian. You do have to be up at all sorts of funny hours for the DX. You can tell in my voice I'm struggling now. I'm starting to slow down. It's only 10 o'clock at night. It's not that late. I don't know what's wrong with me. I did that 24-hour stream once. That was a real interesting one. Are you decoding FR5DZ on Reunion Island down in VK7? He is minus 15 in VK3. I did see someone working. I did see the call sign in the list, but here we go, RG2A, but I'm not hearing directly. Reunion Island's down here, isn't there? Near Madagascar. Is that correct? Yeah. Reunion. Not hearing anything here. Which is a shame. That would be great contact to get in the log. Reunion's actually an interesting one just here because it would be a very good DX possibility from here on VHF on 2 meters. Imagine stretching this ocean from Perth to Reunion, even on 6 meters, but I'm not aware of any stations running there on those bands. It's not a very populated area, at least for hams. And he says that was easy. The 24 hours was fun. That's true. 10 p.m.'s nothing. Might have to get my buddy pole tuned up. It might take a while. Yeah, that's all right. Tom's worked Reunion on 40 and 15. Yeah, cool. There's just so much. I mean, there's so much. I've missed out on quite a bit of DX and working a lot of stations, and I haven't. It's kind of been my fault because I haven't really kept many logs, but I do have a lot that I still want to do in amateur radio, which is good. Let's put out one more CQ call just in case we get a bit of DX. Now, Steve, so talking about Reunion, so one great DX contact that I had a number of years ago was to South Africa on 10 meters, and it came in at about 6 or 7 p.m. local time. And I remember it was 6 p.m. local time. I can't even remember the call sign. Again, I wish I took logs. And I worked this guy in South Africa using just a halfway vertical on top of the roof, a station master. Steve, you'd know what a station master is. And he was 5'9" at 6 p.m. at night. And I worked him, I was talking to him on sideband for an hour. And I just said, look, I've got to go inside. I'm going to have some tea. And I come back at about 8:30. And I said, I called him on the frequency. Are you still there? And he was still there. And he was still 5'9", and we chatted till about 10 p.m. and it was still going. It was unbelievable. So hopefully one day I work him again. I just wish I remembered the call sign. But that was probably the most fun that I've had on 10 meters, working just that South African station before. Right, things are quietening up now. Thanks everyone for watching. I am going to go QRT now, and hopefully we can do some more streams in the next few days like this. Maybe I might do a couple on 6 or 10 when they in the next few days, if I can get better antenna up for 10, maybe. Definitely on 6 as we get on. 73 guys, thank you very much for watching the stream. Catch you all later on.